Ever since I got my first mountain bike 3 years ago, I've dreamt of flipping one. It seemed like a realistic goal at the beginning because progression was quick initially, and I've been flipping skis for years. But by the time I started hitting jumps big enough for a backflip on my enduro, it was clear backflipping a pair of skis versus a full-on 35-pound horse were two very different things. Like with skis, you maybe got 6 pounds max on your feet, so a good old hip thrust is enough to get the dome dip around, but when you're looking at a full-on downhill bike, multiply that weight by at least 4 and send a prayer to the good Lord because your landing is full of rocks looking to impale your organs. Needless to say, the closer I got to tossing the bike flip, the more nervous I got, so it was pretty convenient when I woke up to an email from Red Bull saying, hey, let's flip your bike at Joyride this year. Here we go. The setup honestly couldn't have been more perfect. Red Bull hooked me up with my first ever DJ to get a feel for flipping a smaller bike before attempting the enduro dome dip. We got airbags booked out so I could learn the stunt on a softer landing. And to cap it all off, they got slopestyle holy grails Eric Fedko and Ben Thompson to coach me through this thing.
Extension on that 360.
So even though this was only my second time ever on a DJ, it still seemed like this flip was gonna come around no questions asked.
It's just intimidating because it looks like a vert wall, you know?
When I first started, that was such a weird mind game.
Coach Ben. Yes, yes. Oh, I gotta grab the bike. Okay, that was not too bad. The bike definitely eats it, but like Ben said, it was already like a little bit nose heavy. So on the next straight air, maybe just lean back a bit more. It's gonna work. The dome dip is gonna happen. Whoa! Oh. We stayed on the bike, but still a little nose heavy. Done and dusted. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Feel confident, then we can move to this one. If you want to really try to flip, the left one will be a lot easier.
That's a big kahuna. That thing looks large. But I mean, they're barely taking like any speed into it and still...
And then pump the...
Lofting huge. Wow, dude. Oh. Dude, I don't know about this, man. I don't know. All right. Oh, I love it. Dude, that's so much airtime, man. Still obviously nose heavy, but way better. I'm just scared to pop my shoulder out again. So I'll land one-hander landing.
They definitely didn't agree with that idea. Like I said, up until this point, I already popped my left shoulder out once on the small bag, and it was such a fluke. Like, I landed perfectly fine on the bag, and my shoulder just decided to pop out purely from the impact. And that's not anything new. I've popped that one out nearly 14 odd times over the last 2 years, thanks to my torn labrum. But I still wasn't trying to pop it out again. For any of you guys that have done this before, you know it's not necessarily the best feeling in the world. So to avoid the chance of it happening again, Coach Fedko and Thompson convinced me just to go for the dome dip.
Go off the left hand.
Just really eat it back.
As long as you commit, you'll do it.
All right. Oh my Lord, dude. Holy cow. This is only an airbag, like we haven't even moved to the mulch or anything. Do that. Oh! Oh! My Lanta!
Dude, that was amazing.
Dude, again, it's only an airbag, but still, the first ever backflip on a bike felt crazy. It's definitely not like skis where you can get away with slinging it, like you really gotta push your feet in. But I mean, that's what try number 2 is for.
Dude, that was so sick. Like, you got this. Like,
Thank you.
You can get it to wheels, bro. Like,
dude, I hope so.
The first one was out of the way, but it obviously still needed a bunch of work. I needed to figure out how to keep the bike in my pelvis and keep my feet on the pedals. But after a few more attempts and the wisdom bestowed from the Fedko Thompson masterclass, I was finally able to commit to my pedals and bring her home.
yes, sir. Don't let go. Yes!
That's what it's all about, baby! Super Bowl 2024, let's go!
All right.
Yes! You just rode away.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That feels so nice. That feels so nice. Let's go Goldstone Thompson Masterclass. Thank you.
25, see you there.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you, boys. Like, that feels so good. That feels better than skis. So let's try the landing bag, maybe. Let's give it a go. Then if that works, then we go to mulch.
Now, before we took the backflip to dirt, I wanted to try a couple on the progression bag. If you're unfamiliar with this kind of airbag, they're sick. They're sloped and stiffer to mimic an actual landing. My only problem was the lack of a straight in run. You can see there was a berm and a little right side divot before the lip of the jump, and that was kind of hard for me considering I've only spent about 45 odd minutes on a dirt jumper up until now. And even on an enduro bike, my berm techniques are pretty lackluster, so I was having a lot of trouble getting speed for the actual jump, which is crazy because I figured out the actual flip, but now I was just battling the in run. But at the same rate, if you're flipping a bike, you should be able to hit a berm just
I feel
fine.
like I don't have the speed.
But after a few practice runs, I felt all right and decided to give it a go.
It'll happen. Thanks for being here, Chris. I really appreciate it.
I'm saying you land this. That's what's happening.
Oh, let's get it. Let's get it. Get on that bag.
Yes!
Oh my Lord. Let's go, baby. Oh my Lord, boys, thank you. Oh my Lord. I mean, we didn't get it to the end of the dirt though, but
Okay, you gotta get it again.
yeah, again, one more. That was a little too heavy. Thank you. Oh my Lord.
But it was perfect.
Ah. Thank you, boys, for real. Thank you for all the hype.
Let's ride it out.
Oh, one more. Come on, one more.
And there you have it. I called last run, one more. No T minus, last run, 4 separate times. That is the most ruthless mistake you can make in action sports. So the odds of me getting spanked next run were pretty high.
Oh, let's get it done. Oh. Oh.
Well, who would have guessed? Believe it or not, as tame as that fall looked, it was enough to snap my ankle in 2 places, pop my right shoulder out for 3 hours, and fracture my shoulder as well. I don't know if my body is a ticking time bomb or I'm just incredibly unlucky, but I felt like I rolled the landing pretty well.
Nope.
And let's turn the face cam on here so, for one, you can meet the kitty. I don't know if you guys have met the kitty on YouTube yet. And number 2, you can witness the emotions in raw facial form. It is so frustrating. Well, first and foremost, no surgery is needed on the foot. That's amazing. They said about 8 to 10 weeks max, but 10 weeks being super, super rare on the foot recovery. The shoulder's a different story. But for the foot, about 8 to 10 weeks, which is pretty perfect for me when this happened. That gives me just enough time to get ready for my wedding where I have to walk down the aisle on September 14th. So the wife was pretty pleased to hear that I'll be able to give her first dance, but it is so frustrating rewatching that clip because at that moment in time, I didn't hit the berm right, hit the divot a little bit weird, and I was off balance on the lip. Felt like I didn't have enough speed for the jump, so I said, hey, let's abort ship, and then we can just roll out of this landing like Penny here or Chris Jocelyn, go back up for round 2 and call it a day. But I decided to abort. I thought I took it pretty well, and apparently I didn't. The bag just ate me, like it ate me when I broke my back. I always hurt myself on bags, which is really ironic. And that's the nature of action sports, man. It usually happens when you least expect it. I mean, I was fully locked in, but a lot of the times it's just one little dumb mistake that can lead to an injury, right? But that's the price of business in the sport. At the same rate, it's also what makes it so rewarding when you do overcome something and stomp it. Still really stoked that I actually learned a backflip. I think, honestly, if you gave me one flat bag session, a couple of jumps there, and then a straight in run, I will work on my berm technique, but a straight in run to a mulch or a dirt jump, I'll be able to take it around which is one thing I'm really proud of, but I'm also at the same rate a little bit embarrassed considering we had the master class, the holy trinity of coaches out there. Plus we had all the precautions taken care of, the safest way you could go about learning this trick possible. And unfortunately, it still, I mean, it kind of happened, but obviously not to mulch or to dirt, and I didn't fully ride out of the progression bag. But it happens, dude, and the body is already healing. I can already pick up my little girl again. Oh, it's so nice. Range of motion's coming back in the shoulder too, which is pretty crazy. Like, look at that. So yeah, we'll focus on healing for a little bit here. I'll definitely be good to go by ski season, which is super exciting. Looking forward to the snow. But Red Bull, dude, you guys, thank you for giving me the best coaches in the business, a wicked facility, and obviously that bike to try and make this happen. Hopefully next year I'll do you guys in that steed justice.